Happy Wednesday to you. It's the Jam Nation podcast with Jonesy and Amanda.
You know, daylight savings kicks off this weekend.
Yes, it does.
And we've had daylight savings since 1971.
Yes, we have.
And yet apparently the experts now, because we're so tender, we're so
snowflakey.
Well, apparently there are 10 tips to help us get ready and help us survive what they say may be a week of tiredness and distress.
Ever since the living room disappeared from the TV screen, I have nothing to watch on TV.
You watch a lot of garbage.
So I've turned to Foxtel and I've been watching shows like The Secret Life of Lighthouses, or frigging lighthouses as you like to call it.
You also watched something involving Sasquatch, which triggered me because my younger son Jack was terrified of Sasquatches for some reason, which leads us to the tribal drum, irrational fears you had as a kid.
Down to the Jonesy Amanda Arms for the pub test. Daniel Andrews quitting mid-term.
Mid-term, is that fair enough? What do you think? And we were joined by Brian Brown and Eric Thompson.
Not to mention Michael Hing. He's a funny guy.
Michael Hing was with us too.
Enjoy the podcast.
Everybody online.
Right now, by the miracle of recording, we had so many requests for them to do it again.
Mistress Amanda.
Miss Keller. Amanda.
Doesn't work alone.
Wow, this is fantastic.
Her friend is in a back room making the tools of the trade.
I've heard them describe him as a drunken idiot.
Sorry, I've been drinking beer.
The legendary pirate Jonesy and Amanda the actress.
Hello, Wiggles. Congratulations, Mandy.
We're on the radio right now.
What is it, you can't
Jonesy and Amanda, you're doing a great job.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Sorry, a bit of a tongue twist there.
Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime, a-holes. We're on the air.
As the sun breaks over Sydney town, I'll ask you this question, Amanda. Mm-hmm. Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it. Didn't see anything.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't. I didn't look. I didn't see it.
What did you see?
I didn't see anything. This is the blanket answer I give to the police.
Right.
I give to my husband. I give to everyone. No, I didn't see it. So don't even ask me.
But you would have walked past it.
I don't know what I walked past, but I didn't look. I promise.
Well, because I'm back with Live to Ride magazine as their chief bike reviewer.
You drive around as a big Indian chief.
Well, no, I'm on a Harley today. It's the Sportster S, and so you didn't see it.
No.
Okay. So I've got all these categories: affordability, rideability.
Oh, so you're reviewing it?
Yeah, bragability, turn back ability. The fact that you didn't see it, because I got off this thing and I looked back and I went, "Whoa, how cool is that? That is a good-looking bike."
I'm
just doing my notes.
You could have parked
in the back of your car with it,
and I wouldn't have seen it.
Right.
You could have parked a giant display elephant, and I wouldn't have noticed it.
Okay.
You know, I tried to get into the wrong car at the shops the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know my own car. I'm not going to look at your bike.
It's true. And you're trying to get into a garbage truck.
Yeah.
It's not your car, man.
I thought it needs a wash.
Gem Rai, hello.
What?
Sorry, mate. Did you see it?
No.
Okay. So it's not. Well, I thought.
Are you going to give it a good review?
Well, I found I got off it. Did you ever see the movie? I got off it. Did you ever see Cheech and Chong?
Oh, you know I can't stand drug humour. I don't like Cheech and Chong. They make me feel like a wowzer.
You know that bit where the cop gets accidentally stoned and he's looking at his bike and he's going, whoa, whoa. That's how when I got on this bike, I went, whoa, whoa, how good does it look? But you didn't see it.
Did you enjoy the ride?
Look, it's uncomfortable. I'll give you that. I wouldn't be riding it to Cairns.
Facing forwards?
Yeah, I was facing forwards. It's a young man's bike. And probably designed for a small person, I think. But, gee, it goes well. Goes quick. So these are all things that I'll be including in my review.
All right. Well, maybe if it looked more like a display elephant, I might have noticed it. You know, like those ones that have jewels on them and blankets on their backs. I may have seen it.
Well, and that is the lament of the modern motorcyclist. No one actually sees us when they're out on the streets.
Well, maybe just no one cares.
Oh, well, great,
I know it matters a lot to you.
Next to my spleen's running down in the gutter, I'll remember that.
And if I come in with a new skirt and I twirl around and say, do you notice?
What did I say about your skirt?
You said you like this skirt.
I love that skirt.
And I thought, why are you placating me? What have you done?
No, because
what have you done?
I just like you. You're my friend, and you look good.
Well, thank you, Brendan.
You're putting bums on seats.
My own, in particular. You're saying I look like a display elephant.
Action-packed show today. We've got some big names. Eric Thompson and Brian Brown are going to be joining us this very studio.
Absolutely. We're thrilled about that. Should we get on with the Mag 7?
Yeah, well, you want to talk about Instagram? That's back as well.
Of course it is. It's every day.
Michael Hing's going to be joining us as well.
Yep, from the project.
Why don't we do the question?
Ready?
Yep.
Question 1. Which state premier resigned yesterday?
Jam Nation. Let's get into the Magnificent Seven. There are 7 questions. Can you go all the way and answer all 7 questions correctly? If you do that, Amanda will
I
say.
didn't see it. I didn't look back. I didn't see it. I saw nothing.
But it's about getting question 7 right. Callum is in Richmond. I'm a head reviewer of Live to Ride's motorcycles again, Callum, and it's a big deal. And one of the things is that people look at a motorbike and they appreciate it. The fact that you didn't see it, I still think this bike has a lot of turn-back ability. It's a very good-looking bike.
Callum, I'm going to ask Jonesy not to judge the bike on that because, as I said, you could have had a marmoset in that spot and I wouldn't have noticed.
Is that an Italian bike?
Actually, a cute little puppy I'd have noticed, but I have vehicle blindness.
Okay.
Callum, hello.
How you going?
Very well, thank you. Which state premier resigned yesterday?
Dan Andrews.
That's the one.
A scratch test or skin prick test is
Not
usually
a skin prick test, it's a skin prick test.
a skin prick test.
Yeah, you don't emphasise the prick. That's what I said to our promoters here. Put my name first.
Okay, let's do it. From now on, it's now the Amanda and Jonesy show. The skin prick
A
test
skin prick test.
is usually performed when a doctor suspects the patient has what, Callum?
An allergy?
Yes. Let's get to question 3. This is what's on the box, Callum.
Television.
I'll turn the box on.
Callum, which TV show has this theme?
I'm Bear Grylls. I'm going to show you what it takes to get out alive to some of the most dangerous places on Earth. I've got to make it through a week of challenges in the sort of places you wouldn't last a day without the right survival skills.
Callum?
Is it just Bear Grylls?
No.
No, the show had a name.
It did have a name, and Bear would go around and do stuff, predominantly drink his own pee a fair bit, didn't he?
And the only thing I can do is to drink my own pee.
That's great, but we're in an airport lounge. What would you like, Mr. Grills?
I brought my own.
Well, that's the question.
Yeah, Jeanette's in Glenmore Park.
Hello, Jeanette.
Hello, Jonesy and Amanda. How are you?
Very
We are well.
So Bear Grylls had a number of shows, but what was that one? There was a particular name.
Was it Running Wild?
No.
No, it was something versus Wild. I'll give you that clue.
Mandring's pee.
Something versus Wild.
13 WSFM. I wonder if he ever got together with the Dalai Lama.
Sucked his tongue.
Oh, no.
Dalai Lama doesn't drink his own wee.
Who's like Gandhi liked to drink his own?
Well, not like to. I didn't set out to.
I bring my own.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
The Magnificent Seven. We find ourselves at question 3. What's on the box?
Television.
I'll turn the box on.
Hello, Ed in Linfield. How are you?
Yeah, good, thanks, guys. How you going?
Very well. Have a listen to this.
I'm Bear Grylls. I'm going to show you what it takes to get out alive to some of the most dangerous places on Earth. I've got to make it through a week of challenges in the sort of places you wouldn't last a day without the right survival skills.
Yeah, whatever. That'll do. Ed, do you know the name of the show?
Man vs. Wild.
That's it.
And the only thing I can do is to drink my own pee.
That's how he'll celebrate, no doubt. But Bear, we've been back on civilian life for a few months now. Alicia Moore is the real name of which singer? Is it A, Alicia Keys, B, Pink, or C, Beyonce?
Pink.
It is Pink.
That's Pink.
Beyonce is Beyonce's real name. There you go. Question 5.
What about Alicia Keys?
I don't know. Question 5. Which city has the world's largest tram network? I'm going to give you a clue. It's in Australia.
Perth.
Well, Ed, that's an odd question. Perth? I don't think Perth even has a tram.
Doesn't it?
No. Kelly's in Picnic Point.
Hello, Kelly.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well. Which Australian city really is famous for its trams? Which one has it's the world's largest tram network?
Melbourne.
It's Melbourne.
We used to have the biggest tram network.
Did we? Until
then
when?
The idiots ripped it up.
What year? Like 30s?
In the 50s, they said, everyone's going to drive their car into the city. And then, you know what they did? Then the idiots put them all back again. What does HSC stand for, Kelly?
High school certificate.
Have another crack at it.
Higher school certificate.
That's it, the higher
Miss
school
Kelly.
certificate. It starts 11th of October. I've got friends whose kids are doing it. They've all had their formals. They've all had their school events. And now they knuckle down to study, maybe. Question 7. This is where we are now, Kelly. Who's the captain of the Penrith Panthers?
Nathan Cleary.
There he is.
That's it.
I just noticed in the Telegraph today, they've got you build your own Nathan Cleary. Remember they did that with
Sam Kerr.
Sam
She's
Kerr
still on the back of our door.
Yeah, so we're going to build our own Nathan Cleary.
Did
We
you see
missed
him on
a part of him.
Did you see him on the news last night in his undies? They'd had a fan day and he handed his shorts over to someone.
Yeah, all the kids now want your clothes.
Make a soup stock out of them after training.
Yeah. Well, because he was standing there and he's wearing that
Training bra.
What's with that training bra?
Underpants and a training
It just
bra.
looks odd. It looks odd. I don't know. Congratulations, Kelly. You've won the jam
Well, you
packets.
know why they wear it? Because they keep all the telemetry.
Oh,
in it,
the
don't they?
telemetry's there. I know, but when you're standing there, no matter how good you look,
Yeah.
you're standing in a training bra. It doesn't matter. Congratulations, Kelly. You've won the Jam Pack, all coming away. A Samsonite Marcus Eco LP backpack. Samsonite, luggage you can rely on. A Family Wildlife Sydney Zoo Pass. Experience the Paw Patrol activity trail at Wildlife Sydney Zoo. And Jonesy and Amanda Coach, Chews, Fit Colour, and some standard pencils. Kelly, anything you'd like to add?
Thank you very much. And sorry, Sydney, but go the Broncos.
Oh, look, fair enough.
Kelly.
Interesting. We want to have a bit of a
Controversy.
fight. We want it to be feisty.
Sydney's just gone, right, Kelly. You're on.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Oh, my God.
Ready to take over the world.
Easy, Tiger. Let's not get carried away.
Thumbing through the Jalmanac, our big book of musical facts. On this day in 1980, David Bowie scored his 4th UK #1 album with Scary Monsters and Super Creeps. The album featured the singles Ashes to Ashes and Fashion. Bowie was a fashion icon. Would you agree with that?
Of course, absolutely.
Did you know, fun fact, Cillian Murphy's character...
Cillian.
Cillian or Killian?
Killian.
That's
Killian. Killian's the Irish name.
Looked at it, yeah, you're right too. Killian, that's his real name.
Cillian Murphy.
Book in Oppenheimer, or Oppenheimer as I like to say, was based off Bowie's Thin White Duke and Young Americans era.
His look was in
The look.
Oppenheimer. So he didn't base it on actually what Oppenheimer looked like.
No. Because
Killian.
Killian said he had these massive trousers and he was so emancipated. Or emaciated, I should say, not emancipated.
He was free.
He was free. He was so emaciated, but so effing cool. So we used that, weirdly, for Oppenheimer's trousers.
Just another film.
Yeah, well,
Oppenheimer's trousers. Don't let a bomb go off.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree here. David Bowie's daughter, Lexi Jones, has got her own clothing range online. Did you know that?
That's his daughter with Iman,
Yeah, because there's the other one, Zoe Bowie.
who's now goes by Duncan Jones. So, Dad, thanks for calling me Zoe Bowie, but I'll call myself Duncan
As soon
Jones.
as Dave died, he was straight down to births, deaths and marriages to change his name to
and get emancipated.
something more reasonable. Well, that's fascinating,
What are we
isn't
gonna
it?
play?
We're going to play this. Fashion.
Jam Nation.
So this weekend, daylight saving begins.
It begins.
Every year I struggle with this.
We've been doing this for how long?
Daylight saving's been around since
For a long time.
1971, and I struggle with it constantly.
You
So
do.
on Saturday night when we go to bed, our clocks spring forward, fall back.
They
so
spring forward.
the clocks go forward.
Yep. So right now, Amanda, it would be 20 to 8.
Next week it'll be 20 to 8.
If it was,
and,
but right now it's 21 to 7.
and on the Saturday night, on the Saturday
No, I did that. It just happened.
on the Saturday night, do we get less or more sleep?
You get less.
Because the clock goes forward, an
Yep.
hour goes missing.
And that's why we have the long weekend.
That's not why.
Yeah, well, that's why we have the long weekend, so everyone can deal
It's
with
not
it.
a long weekend in every Australian state.
Isn't it what states it's not a long weekend?
Well, I'm not sure. But not every state also has daylight saving.
That's true. The
But-
backward states don't have it.
How about this, though? Experts are warning that we should prepare for daylight saving because many could be in for a week of mass fatigue. It is slightly fatiguing the week after, but we're all in it together. But it says here that here's what you should do in preparation so you're ready for it. Are you ready? It says...
No, I don't know if I'm ready for the preparation.
That's what I mean. It says that, this time jump, 1 hour. can cause tiredness and distress during the first week. So this is what they suggest. Number 1, wake incrementally 50 to 20 minutes earlier from Thursday to Saturday, facilitating an easier 1-hour transition on Sunday. So rather than just pulling the Band-Aid off on Sunday, wake up 20 minutes earlier as of Thursday.
Okay.
2, avoid sleeping in later than usual on the weekend. Set an alarm to guarantee an earlier wake-up time. So the days leading up to daylight saving, get up earlier.
Yep.
3, get some sunshine as soon as you wake on Sunday and Monday to help align your body clock. Go for a walk, hang out with friends. Don't wear sunglasses for the first 2 to 3 hours you're in the sun. If you're in Cooper Pedy, boil your eyeballs out.
Right, okay.
Number 4, go to bed incrementally earlier in the days leading up to it.
Are there many of these?
Aiming to sleep almost an hour earlier than normal on Saturday night. AFL Grand Final, go to bed an hour earlier, everybody. Avoid caffeine for the second half of the day leading up to Sunday. Drink tea or coffee in the mornings to get your sunshine earlier. Don't blah, blah, blah. Don't stay out late in the days leading up to the shift. So we've got a long weekend. We've got Friday night, Saturday night. It happens Saturday night. Don't stay up late. Don't do it. Don't go out. Don't do anything. Avoid exercising before bed. I can guarantee I can do that. Keep your weekend schedule light.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we've got the grand final weekend. Keep it light. Don't do anything. Luckily for you and me, our teams aren't in, so we'll be okay. Avoid dangerous drives because you might be feeling tired.
Well, that's you every day.
Here's the final one. Mm-hmm. Following the transition, it's only daylight saving. Take a short 10-minute nap around lunchtime if you're feeling sleepy because, people, we don't want you to have a whole week of distress. Aren't we the non-robust generation?
We've just become a giant
This has been going since 1971.
Yeah.
But here's how you can prepare for daylight saving.
And people won't be coming into work on Monday. People are like,
well, Monday's a long weekend.
What?
Am I right?
We won't be here Monday.
No, well, that's why we have the public holiday.
Sales teams won't be here Tuesday because they'll still be a little thrown.
Just saying, am I right? There's no spade work for a sick day on Tuesday?
Well, I'll see how it go.
See how you go.
Yeah.
Got a bit of a sniffle.
Yeah.
Of course you have. You've had a sniffle for ages.
Jonesy and Amanda's Jam Nation
Podcast.
I never imagined there'd be so much TV available these days. There's so much.
There's so much, which is why I'm stunned at the stuff you choose to watch.
I enjoyed The Secret Life of Lighthouses.
This lighthouse was completed in 1811, and it's withstood everything the North Sea has thrown at it. Now, who can say they've never wondered what goes on inside those walls?
Come on, you've wondered.
I'd like to know the domestic details. If ever I see documentaries about the Palace of Versailles and things, I want to say, show me the kitchen, show me the stove, show me the toilet.
You want to see the dunny?
I want to see the domestic situations.
Sure. Yeah. Well, The Secret Life of Lighthouses doesn't really go into that.
Well, then what kind of secrets does it have?
And then I got a little bit ticked off because I was watching it with my wife and I said, haven't we seen this particular lighthouse before? And she said, no. And then I realised what they've done is they've just shot it from a different angle.
How many angles does a lighthouse have? It's round.
It's a different angle and they've gone with a different voiceover. Like the same guy doing the voiceover but with a different vibe. And I went, oh, hang on a minute, lighthouse people. No, it's not like these secret lives of the Real Housewives of Melbourne, is it?
No, there's no other angles there.
You just shoot them from a different...
They don't know where the kitchen is either.
Shoot them from a different angle. So I moved on. And then I went on to The Secrets of Oak Island. You know the mystery of Oak Island?
Never heard of it.
Hundreds of years ago.
Where they get oat milk from?
Hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
There's this buried treasure. And it's buried 200 feet under the ground in this island in America. And
is this a myth?
No, it's happening. And
it's happening.
There's these chambers, and there's apparently some booty at the bottom.
Who left it there? The Oak people.
Well, that's the mystery. No one knows.
Well, then how do they know it's there if they haven't found it?
Because they know it's there because there's a show about it.
But no one's found it, and no one knows who left it. So how do they know there is any?
It's claimed lives. People searching for this treasure.
There is an island in the North Atlantic where people have been looking for an incredible treasure for more than 200 years. So far, they have found a stone slab with strange symbols carved into it, mysterious fragments of human bone, and a lead cross, whose origin may stretch back to the days of the Knights Templar.
You're loving this.
To date, 6 men have died trying to solve the mystery, and according to legend, one more will have to die before the treasure can be found.
What legend? Who's written the legend?
Well, they're trying to find the legend. Didn't you watch Great Mysteries of the World
Yeah, so
with
the
Leonard
legend,
Nimoy?
the legend's
Was
been
on
written
that.
down, has it?
No, they're just digging for
Then
it.
how do they know that the legend
digging
says
in
7
there.
will die?
Well, because 6 people have already died. I don't know who said that. We haven't got up to that. I was up to this bit here.
Maybe it was put here to mark something.
Oh, dirt.
It's covered in kelp. It looks like a couple of rocks.
Oh, come on. I'm going to have to die, aren't I?
And then there was this revelation.
This year's progress is challenged by a deadly virus known as COVID-19. It is against this grim backdrop
Never heard of it.
that operations on Oak Island have ground to a halt, at least until the island's principal owners can figure out how.
Oh, stop.
Get
Just
it on.
stop. So they're trying to make it sound like even COVID-19 is another mystery to add to
And
it.
that guy just asks questions all the time, the narrator. They found some doubloons, a U-shaped piece of wood. He's gone to the toilet for a poo. That's
That
how
I'd watch.
That's how the show works. But what I don't understand with these shows is they get so close to finding something and then they just bugger off. They find this tablet and they go, okay, well, good. Well, let's look.
Mystery solved.
Let's look somewhere else. I go, well, hang on, you're almost there. It's like that show about Sasquatch. Have you watched that one? Finding Bigfoot.
Well, there was a
Have you seen that?
remember there was a show where people were given money if they could catch the Sasquatch.
So there's this show on Finding Bigfoot.
Yeah.
And then they say, okay, we got some Squatch activity here. Let's go. And you go, well, hang on. It's just over there in the woods.
Or not.
Why don't you go?
It's funny you mentioned Sasquatch. Jack had a terrible and irrational, I would say, fear of a Sasquatch.
Your second child.
We must have watched a TV show or a doco about one of those. And he had these little Mexican worry dolls. You know those little knitted things? And he had them and he'd keep them under his pillow. And every night he'd say, protect me from Sasquatch. And he'd put it under his pillow.
Naturally.
Because obviously in our home in Coogee, you have to be protected from the Sasquatch.
There's a lot of hairy creatures around there.
Jam Nation.
We're doing a gram right now.
Who wants some free money?
Instant.
Coin, cash.
Moolah.
I like the sound of that.
Jonesy and Amanda's
10 questions, 60 seconds on the clock. Can you answer it? See, I'm
What are you
doing the guy
doing?
from Oak Island. Always just asking questions. You can pass if you don't know an answer. We'll come back to that question if time permits. Unlike Oak Island, there will be an outcome.
There will be an outcome. May not go your way, but it might go your way. If you get $1,000, if you get 10 questions right, you can walk away with $1,000, but we might tempt you to play double or nothing.
Brett's in Campbelltown. Hello, Brett.
Good morning, Jonesy. Good morning, Amanda.
Hello, Brett.
Excuse me.
I've just checked these questions. None of these are about Oak Island.
I have watched Oak Island, though, Jonesy.
Yep, and would you agree with me? They get close to it and then they just bugger off.
Yep, I totally agree with you.
Well, otherwise, there is no mystery. It'll never be solved.
Well, just solve the mystery.
But they can't solve the mystery, so they're going to have to wait so they can do a sequel and then not solve it again.
That Oak Island thing's been going around for 200 years. Leonard Nimoy used to do it on Great Mysteries of the World.
And he's
Come
200
on.
years old.
Surely someone can find out what's in that bloody hole.
Well, Brett, let's see what we can do for you. We've got 10 questions. We've got 60 seconds. Remember to say pass if you're not sure, because we usually have time to come back, all right?
Okay, let's go.
Okay, Brett, good luck.
Good
Here
luck.
we go. Question 1. Western Star is a brand of which dairy product?
Butter.
Question 2. Dylan Edwards plays for which NRL team?
Penrith.
Question 3. Who's the current Premier of Victoria?
Dan Andrews.
Question 4. In which English city would you find Penny Lane?
Pass.
Question 5. How many children did David and Victoria Beckham have?
2. 3.
Oh, 4.
Plops, they've got 4. Oh,
Penny
and
Lane in Liverpool.
yes,
Yes.
it was. It was Liverpool. You would have got that one. You started strong. I'm
You
sorry,
did.
Brett.
We've always got Oak Island, Brett.
It's $100 so you can stuff it in your ears so you never have to watch Oak Island ever again.
Brett's a man. We like stuff like Oak Island. Thank you, Brett. Have a good weekend.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
You were talking before how you watched a documentary series about Sasquatch, which is giant
Well, I was
Bigfoot.
watching Oak, The Secrets of Oak Island. And
Don't mention it again. Don't tell me the story again, because I heard the story before 7 o'clock. We spoke about it again at 7.
don't you like booty?
It doesn't deserve to be spoken about again.
Okay, and then I was watching a show about Sasquatch.
Yeah.
And what I've noticed about these shows is they get close to the subject and then they just nick off. Why don't they just go a little bit that extra distance?
Let me guess why they don't. Because then the production would have nowhere to go because these things don't exist.
Jim and Ryan, I
don't want to be cynical.
And we don't talk about much in this studio, but we were just talking about the Sasquatch, and his little face lit up when we started talking about it.
I've spent many a nights watching Finding Bigfoot.
And let me guess. Did they ever find him?
Not yet.
No.
But look at his face.
But you
he loves
never
it.
know. Well,
and what's the call sign for the Bigfoot?
Oh, yeah. So one thing they do most episodes is like they'll get a stick and like they'll hit a tree to try and like arouse a Bigfoot.
I don't know if arouse
and do they make a noise?
I think you mean rouse, not arouse.
Oh, yeah. That's what I meant.
Do they make a noise?
Yeah. So they hit the tree and they go, ooh. Like, ooh.
And does Bigfoot's come out and say, you rang?
With flowers. Bigfoot comes
I'm aroused.
with a big stiffy.
Well, yeah. That's what arouse means.
Obviously.
With a big stiffy. Well, how old are you? 5? Anyway.
Sometimes they hear a rustle in the bushes.
Yeah, and you think, wow, could it be a cat or could it be Bigfoot aroused and ready to go? When we're talking about Sasquatch, reminded me that my younger son, Jack, for many years, he must have seen one of those terrifying shows because he was obsessed with Sasquatch and terrified of them. So in our suburban home in Sydney, he would go to bed every night with his little Mexican worry dolls and he'd say his worries into them. I think that's what you're supposed to do. Someone had given them to him. You say your worries into it, put it under your pillow, and then you won't have scary dreams about whatever it is.
So what would he say?
He'd go, Sasquatch, protect me from Sasquatch. And then he'd put it under his pillow.
Right.
And it worked because he was never attacked by a Sasquatch.
In suburbia by Sasquatch.
No, that's right.
A mythical beast.
So when you hear, of kids' fears and things of monsters, you don't think of Sasquatch, but that was a big one for him.
When you're a kid, there's so much to be scared of. I remember when I was a kid, you go to bed and your mum and dad were downstairs watching the telly, and that's where you would feel
if you
safe.
Had a 2-story house, Brendan, yes.
Don't at me because we had a middle class
2-story house.
Anyway, my point is they were there and all your fears were, the biggest fear that I had when I was a kid was falling into quicksand. For some reason, I had an irrational fear of quicksand.
I'll tell you why
I don't know why.
I'll tell you why. Because every TV show, American TV show we watched, had quicksand in it. So Gilligan's Island, for example.
Gilligan's, every week there was quicksand.
Gilligan! Help, Gilligan!
Skipper, what are you doing in there?
Stay back, Gilligan, it's quicksand!
Here, can you reach me?
No, I can't reach you! Gilligan, you know what's happening?
Huh? Yeah, you're sinking.
Do something, don't just stand there!
I'll get some vines, stay where you are.
Mixed messages from the skipper as well.
And also, it's got a canned laughter and it made you terrified.
but he's saying, come and help me, and then he's saying, stay back. What do you want, Captain?
There'd always be a scene where some stranger would be on the island and then you just see their hat on top of the quicksand.
And that's what used to worry me because I wasn't wearing any sort of hat. No. So how would anyone know? How would people know that I've gone in quicksand?
Be nice and quiet. I was always scared of being kidnapped. I think I'd seen the TV show, but I mean that's not an irrational fear. It's probably quite rational, but it never happened. But I was terrified of being kidnapped.
The thing about you being kidnapped, they wouldn't have to put a blindfold over you or anything because you have no idea of where you are.
Yeah, well, don't tell the baddies that. Oh, thank you, Brendan. This fear will come back.
I think your kidnapping would last probably around the block, and then you'd be dropped out the front. Okay, don't worry, mate. It's all right.
This is a terrible confession. I wished I'd been like the girl who lived down the street because she was quite plain, and I didn't think they'd go for her. I thought she's lucky. How bad's that? That memory has just come to me now.
So you were thinking you were like vroom.
No, not vroom. Yeah. But they wouldn't go for the really plain one.
Yeah.
And so she was safe. They'd pick me instead.
Of course.
It's my early vanity kicking in.
Right. This is something I think the tribal drum could be
How vain were you?
How deluded were you as a kid? No, irrational fear as a kid.
Yeah.
Skipper, what are you doing in there?
Stay back, Gilligan, it's quicksand!
And maybe not clowns and the obvious thing.
No, we don't want that. We want stuff like quicksand or being kidnapped.
Or Sasquatch.
Yeah.
Jam Nation.
The tribal drum is beating your irrational fear as a kid.
Skipper, what are you doing in there?
Stay back, Gilligan, it's quicksand!
When I was a kid in the 70s and the 80s, it was all about quicksand.
All the American shows had people, Tarzan,
quicksand.
Gilligan's Island, or quicksand.
Or quicksand.
My son had an irrational fear of Sasquatch. Bigfoot, Yeti. It's all the same thing, isn't it?
No, Yeti and Bigfoot are two different things.
I think one's in the snow and one's in the other parts of the world.
Well, they don't travel. They don't go. They don't.
No,
I wonder
it's
if they ever do. Jesus, it's cold here.
It's Bigfoot on holidays. But I think it's the same mythical creature, let's just say.
No, one is. They're different.
But Jack would go to bed every night and say to his little Mexican worry dolls, protect me from Sasquatch, and put the doll under the pillow.
Yep. I'm almost tempted to dress up like a giant Sasquatch and just go around to his unit and go.
I think he would remember. I've remembered. He's probably past it.
So what are you doing? I'm just home from holidays. Sarah's joined us.
Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
What was the fear?
Oh, I had an odd one. When I was a kid, my irrational fear was I used to be terrified when people had, like, towels on their heads. Like, I would scream, I would cry. I think it stems from the movie Coneheads that used to freak me out. But when other people had towels on their heads, I would absolutely, like, cry. I'd be, like, 3, 4.
Really? And, you know, in movies and stuff where people come out, girls wash their hair and do that towel thing on their head.
Yeah.
I've never been able to do that. Would that freak you out?
Yeah, it would. I know. I have no idea why, but I think it was the Conehead thing. But, yeah, I'd be terrified. Like, parents could not calm me down. As soon as I took the towel off, fine.
That was
Mum,
it?
Nana,
Really?
Yeah, it was an odd one.
Kids are funny, aren't
And the
they?
movie Coneheads, that's how they concealed their conehead nature
is
by
that
putting
what
the
happened?
big
I
towel
didn't
on
see
their head.
Coneheads.
You never saw Coneheads?
No.
Dan Aykroyd? Come on.
I know the movie, but I never saw
Yeah, they were
it.
Martians.
I had a life, Brendan. I was travelling the world with Beyond 2000 and had a life.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Leanne is with us.
Hi, Leanne. What was your fear?
It wasn't my fear, it was my son's fear. He sees Michael Jackson's ever-changing face.
Yeah.
So would he get freaked out at one image of the face, or was it when they'd see the face morph?
He just got freaked out with Michael Jackson in general, but the reason was because he'd seen what Michael Jackson once looked like,
Right.
and then over the years he'd seen his ever-changing face, so he just assumed he was some kind of monster.
I don't think that's. I don't know if that's
There'd be people who would agree with
I
you.
don't know if that's an irrational fear. If I was a kid, I'd be fearing Michael Jackson as well.
And his plastic surgeon.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Jam Nation.
Coffee? How about a cup of coffee?
I'm not supposed to drink coffee. It makes me gassy.
Oh, way too much information.
Your irrational fear as a kid. When I was young, it was all about the quicksand.
My son had an irrational fear of Sasquatch, Bigfoot. I had a fear of being kidnapped, but I was envious of the girl down the road because I was about 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I thought, well, she's lucky because she's quite plain. They won't take her.
So you were like vroom.
There's no vroom when you're 4 or 5.
You know, like
No.
what would you look like, Joe Benet Ramsey or something like that?
No.
John
But
Benet Ramsey.
There was just something about her where I thought she wouldn't appeal. The other one down the
Yeah.
street wouldn't appeal to a kidnapper, and she was lucky because of it.
I can imagine you just standing next to her with a sign, "Take her."
Yeah, that's pretty much. I was terrified.
Kidnappers.
Yeah.
The tribal drum is beating for irrational fear as a kid.
Skipper, what are you doing in there?
Stay back, Gilligan, it's quicksand.
Hello, Natalia. How are you?
I'm good. How are you both?
Very well. What was
Great.
your fear?
Back in the day, in the 1980s, there was a Cadbury ad for Turkish Delights, and the girls would eat it and then they'd start belly dancing.
Yeah.
So I'd never, ever ate a Turkish Delight because I thought I'd be eating it somewhere and then I'd break out in a belly dance.
It's not the impact the advertising agency was looking
and
for.
did they fully morph into a belly dancer? I do remember the ad, but did they actually
Did they
turn
stay in their normal clothes?
From memory, I think they did, and
Yep.
then they'd eat it, and then all of a sudden they'd just all break out, and they'd be belly dancing everywhere, and I could not eat a Turkish Delight for years.
Because that was your fear that you'd have to dance in public.
I'd be in the street eating a
Yeah.
Turkish Delight, and I'd break out in a belly dance.
So
That's a
he's
good one.
Stuck with the Chiquito.
Yeah, that's right. No harm comes from that.
Better to be seen looking like you're eating a poo.
I don't think that was their ad campaign either.
Well, that's why it's not around anymore.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation. Podcast.
Let's get on down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms for the pub test. And today, Dan Andrews quitting mid-term. Does it pass the pub test? Dan Andrews, the Labor leader, Premier of Victoria.
We had this also with the leader of the Premier of Western Australia not so long
Mark
ago.
McGowan.
Leaving mid-term. And suddenly they've had this idea that I'm over it now. I want to spend more time with my family a year and a bit into the new term. I wonder how orchestrated all of this is because you think, well, if they quit before the election, then the other party has a chance to make a difference. Here, they just get replaced by another
A lot of
Labor
people
person.
are saying he's announcing it's because some sort of scandal has come out there. Makes sense, though. If you've got through the election, you've won the election, a year into it, you go, right, okay, I'm out of here.
So they need you to win the election.
Yeah.
But to a lot of people, Dan Andrews was very popular in Victoria. He would have had to be for all those tough... He won an election even after all those tough measures he brought in for them. How would you feel if you voted for him and then a year or so into it, he takes off?
Well, what do you think?
Quitting midterm. Dan Andrews quitting midterm. Does it pass the pub test?
Jam Nation.
Jonesy and Amanda in the morning. 101.7 WSFM.
Michael Hing is part of the Hobber and Hing radio duo on Triple J. I also met him when I went on the project one time. He's a very, very funny guy. I like that bit he does on his DNA.
How's this? I did a DNA test recently, which isn't that weird, but it's weird because my parents bought it for me. That's strange, right? It was an ancestry test. I sent away and got my results back. Turns out that I am 94% Chinese, which is not a huge surprise. There were some clues. But it also told me that apparently I'm 6% what it described as Northern European, or white. Didn't know that about myself, but I've got to say I'm okay with it, obviously, even though I'm not. Well, the reason I'm not okay with it, right, is because I saw that, 6% white, and it did make me think that 6% of the racism I've received in Australia was unnecessary. You know what I mean? Because like 3 out of 50 of the Ching Chong Chinamans I've been called, that was inaccurate, you know?
Michael Hing is going to be joining us next.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
We've got a treat for you today. He's a man of many talents, a comedian, a podcaster, a radio host, and of course a familiar face on the project. His name is Michael Hing, and he's about to bring us his own comedy special to Channel 10 called Long Live the Hing. Michael, hello.
Hello, Amanda. Hello, Jonesy. How are you guys going?
This is a big deal, mate. We're great, but what a big deal for you, hosting your own comedy special. This is usually for people like... I don't know,
Tom Arnold,
Michael Crawford. I was thinking about, this is you, an evening with the Hing.
Yeah, this is the dream for any comedian. You get to do a full hour of your jokes. You tour them around for years, or in this instance, for a while, and then you get to film it and make it into something, and then get to put it on TV. It's a real dream. Yeah,
I love it. There was one particular incident in your life that led to a lot of the stuff you talk about. Talk us through that.
So this show is an hour-long story, basically, about me trying to propose to my girlfriend. And look, let me tell you, if you guys ever had to do a proposal, Amanda, ever had to do a proposal?
No, I haven't. Funnily enough,
Jonesy?
I was told how I was going to propose and how it was all going to work out.
Oh my goodness!
Who told you that?
My wife.
Oh.
My wife said, "Okay, this is."
She organised it.
She just organised it. She just said, and I was young, because I'm from the Shire.
Yeah.
So you get married when you're about 12. So we're getting married. This is the engagement ring you will buy me, and boom, and it's just done.
We wanted to get engaged at Splendour in the Grass, which is like a music festival that we go to every year. We have a fun time there, great time. But it was in 2022, so that was the year that Splendour flooded and was an absolute nightmare. So
dreadful.
So there's just a lot of stories about me trying to, get a ring through some mud and, losing it and finding it in the end and having to heist it out of out of my apartment. Here's the thing, though. If you've never bought an engagement ring before, it's quite a daunting task.
Yeah.
So do you buy one without your partner's involvement? Because isn't it supposed to...
Exactly,
I
they've
don't know how
got to
it's
wear
supposed
it,
to
right?
go.
They've got to wear it. So you don't want to make all the decisions. So you kind of have to look at their current lineup of jewelry, or look at jewelers they follow on Instagram, and then kind of look at the vibe that's going there. You can kind of do some spy work with some friends, but then you've got to go to the actual jeweler. And when you're buying an engagement ring, you've already lost the negotiation. You can't haggle with them, right? Because they know you're buying it because you love them so much, right?
And you don't want to look cheap in front of them.
Exactly. So you can't be like, hey, can I have a 10% discount? Because they'll be like, why? Do you love them 10% less?
Now you mention it.
And also they go, I wasn't sure because I don't know if you did this, but they tell you how much you meant to spend as well.
Yeah.
Who tells you that?
The jeweler, which is crazy. They say to you, you meant to spend 2 months of your salary on an engagement ring. And I was like, what? You want me to spend $500 on an engagement? I don't think so.
Which 2 months in
Which 2 months? Because I've got good 2 months of bad.
But it is fraught, isn't it?
It is. Well, actually, there's a happy ending to this story. You'll be able to watch the show to kind of work out exactly how the proposal went. But we did get married recently. We got married about a month ago. So
congratulations.
Pretty well. Thank you so much.
I said it'd never last.
But
she has.
But since then, it's been because we've had a lot of our family come from out from Hong Kong, which is where my family from, or from Bangladesh, which is where my partner's family from. And we've been spending a lot of time with sort of disgruntled uncles and aunts over the last couple of weeks. Oh. And let me tell you, that's a great way to take the romance out of a marriage. Just like some elderly people being like, oh, now the real work begins, Michael. Every day I make a choice to love my wife. And you're like, I understand this is right for you, but we've been married for literally 4 days at this point.
Why do I feel I have to carry around an anvil?
Yeah. We're in the literal honeymoon period.
And Michael Hing's comedy special, Long Live the Hing, premieres Channel 10 this Thursday night.
Tomorrow night.
You're a big deal. This is a big deal.
I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. I hope people enjoy it.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation.
Podcast.
We're not gonna take it.
I want you to get up right now.
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not gonna take this anymore.
Down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms for the pub test. Dan Andrews quitting mid-term. Does this pass the pub test?
He announced yesterday he's intending to resign just this week, I think. So people were taken by surprise. Actually, it will take effect today at 5 p.m.
Wow.
Held a press conference to say he wants to spend more time with his family, that old thing, play golf, read the pile of books he says have been accumulating at his home. Is it fair that he's getting out of it mid-term? Because people voted for him in good faith. They voted for his party in good faith. This way, I guess, the party continues. But if he'd announced before the election that he was resigning, if he'd resigned then too much is up for grabs. So we're kind of being played politically here. All of a sudden, he's decided I've had enough midway through the term. Dan Andrews quitting mid-term. Does it pass the pub test?
Get on the beers. That's your civic duty. That's what's most important. And that's what must be done.
Well, yes and no. They're allowed to resign like anyone is at any time, but I think there's a big storm coming and he's jumping ship before all the dirt hits the ground.
I think Dan Andrews leaving mid-term does pass the pub test. If he wants to spend time with his family, then it's up to him. But anyway, those Mexicans do think differently down there.
Dan who, would you say? I'd say, see you later, sooner the better. Hasta mañana. For sure, relatives, and I've lived there, and I've had to talk to people through the pain, so now they'll be a lot happier.
I'm glad he's gone. Good riddance to bad rubbish. He was always an incompetent fool. I think he did a great job for the Premier, and he should be getting on the beer.
No, there's a mixed reaction from the pub.
As best we can tell, the pub is shut.
There it is.
That's not appropriate. I can't be any clearer than that. That's what's most important. The pub, that's what's most important. Beers. We had a case last week. As best we can tell.
Thank you. Thank you.
Get on the beers.
Jam Nation.
Well, it looks like Taylor Swift might have herself a new boyfriend or a new male friend, and the sporting world is going crazy.
Because she goes on too many dates.
That's what they say. That's what her best friend Miley said.
What?
No, best friend Leslie said she's just being Miley.
That's Miley Cyrus.
Oh, yeah.
Taylor goes on too many dates.
Yeah, I'm not a Swiftie.
But she can't make them stay.
Are you a Swiftie?
That's what people say. I love Taylor Swift. I think I've loved her from the get-go. I've always, even before
songs.
when she was just doing the country stuff before the Kanye incident, I've always rated her. I've always think she's an immense talent.
I like her, but the world has gone Swiftie overload, haven't they? She is everywhere at the moment,
well,
and
she's
people
worth
are obsessed.
$1 billion.
I know she is. And now she has declared her interest, we think, in an NFL player called Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce, I've even heard of Travis Kelce. He and his brother were both playing in opposing teams for the Super Bowl.
Oh, that's
and their
right.
mum was going, well,
Yeah.
what happens here? And she had an outfit made where she was half and half. So he plays for the Kansas City. He's Kansas City, I think. Excuse me if you're a big fan of all this stuff and I'm offending you as we go.
Are they the Chiefs?
So on Monday, she was spotted sitting beside Travis Kelce's mum at a game, cheering on his team as they beat the Chicago Bears. Everyone has been obsessed with this relationship, and we think it may have gone back a few months or a few weeks at least. September 17, let's go to the tapes. Let's be forensic about this. Kelce scored a touchdown against the Jaguars, and even the announcer made reference to one of her songs.
Low snap. Mahomes moving pocket. Mahomes floats it up. Caught! Touchdown, Travis Kelce! Kelce finds a blank space.
Blank space. One of her songs, get it? So
Yeah.
everyone is so enthralled by this relationship. So she was at the game yesterday, sitting, as I said, with his mum, and apparently the atmosphere was like a Super Bowl. And even Swifties, there were on socials, people were putting up basic pointers for girls who were watching to see if they get a glimpse of Taylor Swift at the game on what football meant. Because these two worlds have collided. This all started apparently in July, where Kelce and his brother, Travis and his brother were doing a podcast called New Heights, and they would talk about Taylor Swift. And Travis Kelce would say that he was kind of attracted to her, and he went to a show and wanted to give her a friendship bracelet with his phone number on it, but he didn't get a chance to do it. So every podcast they've done, her name has come up as, gee, I'd really like to meet her, I'd like to meet her. And then somehow people think that it just happened and they've been quietly hanging out for some months.
Oh, okay. So
she was at the game with his mum to watch him yesterday.
No, I get
and
that.
That's the first.
But did he caught
her through podcast?
Yeah, that's a way of doing it. I'll have to write that down.
Write that down.
Get into this podcast.
What I love about this also is that a whole lot of girls are razzing their boyfriends by, these are Taylor Swift fans, saying, oh my God, she's with a guy called Travis Kelce. The world's never heard of him. And the guys are going crazy. Have a listen to this.
Hey, baby, did you see that Taylor Swift's dating that football player? His name's like Travis... Kelce? Yeah, Travis Kelce. Isn't that awesome? She's going to be like helping him get his career going and like put him on the map.
Oh my, no, stop.
What? His career's about to like explode now too. Because he's about to get so much publicity too.
Because his career didn't explode when he was winning Super Bowls before?
Did he win Super Bowls?
Oh, Kelly, stop.
What? I didn't know his name until Taylor Swift was with him, so he's going to have like a really good fan base now.
Oh, Kelly, stop. No, don't say that. Don't ever repeat that again.
What a good stir.
Wow.
So these two worlds are now colliding. I'll give you all the goss as it comes to hand, as much as I can possibly understand it.
Jonesy and Amanda's Jam Nation
podcast. So daylight saving, I get confused every year, kicks in Saturday night. So when you go to bed on Saturday, during the night, all your electronic watches and clocks and all of that will change. So we're going spring forward, step back.
So
the clocks
why?
go forward and we get one less hour of sleep.
We've got all this telemetry now. We've got all these gadgets and gizmos and stuff. So why are we making this such a big deal that it needs to be?
Apparently it needs to be explained. There's a list
The only
that's
people
come
that
out.
need this are people that do breakfast TV shows because it gives them content. I don't know why we're wasting our time.
We're doing content on this. I think it's funny. That's why. Because from 1971 we've had daylight saving, but experts are now saying it could lead to a week of mass fatigue if we don't prepare. And here's how you can prepare so you don't have tiredness and distress, it says here, during the first week. They suggest that we wake 15 to 20 minutes earlier from Thursday to Saturday to make that 1 hour transition easier on Sunday. Avoid sleeping in on the weekend. Don't do it. Get up early. And why wouldn't you? Get some sunshine as soon as you wake up and don't wear sunglasses for the first 2 to 3 hours. And even if you're in Cooper Pedy, why don't you just burn your eyeballs right out? Go to bed earlier, it says, leading up. So wake earlier, leading up. Go to bed earlier, including Friday and Saturday night. An hour earlier, they're suggesting. That's what I'll do. I'll go to bed early. Who's going to do that?
No one.
They say avoid coffee. Keep your weekend schedule light when you're celebrating the grand final. Keep it light. Lucky for us, our teams aren't in. Don't do long and dangerous drives because you'll have feelings of sleepiness. Have a nap if you need to, it says here. Seriously, we've been doing daylight saving since 1971, but here's how they suggest we can do it so that we can cope.
Apparently we've been doing it wrong.
Apparently we have. We've been told now we've been doing daylight saving incorrectly for all those years.
Thank you for bringing us up to speed.
You've heard it. Go to bed early. Get up early. That's all you need to remember.
And the Today Show just rang. They said, we'll be using that every half hour for the next 20 minutes.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation
podcast.
Top of the morning. What's on the menu today, good sir? Some sort of shenanigans.
There's a new movie called Caught. It's coming up on Stan. It's all about our troops that aren't safe, and neither are our DMs, apparently.
But it's funny. It's quirky and dry.
The synopsis of this is the Australian Minister of Defence texts a secret file to the Princess of Bahati Prinsloo, which is a small island nation. That's a fictitious one, by the way.
Of course.
He sends 4 Australian soldiers into the war-torn country on a secret mission to retrieve the file, but these soldiers are mistaken for Americans.
And they do a really fabulous hostage video that goes viral and they become stars.
Hopes are fading tonight for 4 Australian soldiers missing in the island nation of Bahati Prinsloo. Americans.
We're not American. We're Australian, like Crocodile Dundee. Yeah, or the Mel Gibson. Yeah, early Mel Gibson.
You're all going to die.
Guess who's playing the Prime Minister of Australia?
I'm guessing it's Brian Brown.
And his name is Warren in this, and Brian knows nothing about these guys.
You sending boys into Bahati Prinsloo could be a big problem for us.
We don't have any boys in Bahati Prinsloo, Madam Secretary.
Do you really not know that, or you're just not supposed to know that?
Nobody knows.
I know.
Yeah, I know you know, but nobody else knows.
And so when did you know that nobody else knows?
I'm not sure when we knew. When did you know?
No, we've always known. We know everything, Warren.
Didn't know this.
We did know this.
So why are you asking me?
Etc., etc. So there's Brian Brown as the Prime Minister.
Yep.
The Australian Minister for Defence is played by Eric Thompson, and both of them are joining us next.
Jam Nation.
Imagine a comedy where Aussie humour meets Tropic Thunder. Well, it's here and it is hilarious. Caught is a show about a bunch of Australian soldiers who become famous when their hostage video goes viral. It's got a star-studded cast that includes international heavyweights, Sean Penn, Susan Sarandon, as if we've
Who are
heard of
these
those.
people?
But what about these two fabulous Aussie stars, Brian Brown and Eric Thompson? Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Very well.
Good.
I've only seen the trailer for this, but gee, it looks quirky.
Yeah, keep looking at the trailer. It's fabulous.
Don't tell me how it ends. I mean, with you...
We can't remember how it ends.
No, you don't know either. Oh, keep it open for the sequel.
Yeah.
Eric, you play the Minister for Defence.
Yeah.
Brian, you've jagged being Prime Minister.
Yeah.
With the sort of a larrikinism that's
And
sort
I think
of
you're
hawkish.
running. I think you're going to run for Prime Minister at some point.
Yeah, I can't work out why I'm not anyway.
Wow.
You know, it's always surprised me why I've never been elected.
Well, after this, you probably will be.
Yeah. No, I did base it on, I've met a lot of the Prime Ministers because when you're in the arts, you're always down at Parliament House telling them how they got it wrong with the arts and how they need to put more money into it. So you get to meet them all.
Has that ever worked?
Yeah. Like, let me tell you, Hawkeye was like, yeah, what do you want? Keating was like, why should we help you? John Howard had always done his homework and goes, well, we'll look into it. Scott Morrison was like, what can I get out of this? So they all had their own personalities, you know. However, in playing this bloke, you know, I thought, well, the bloke that really looks the best down there is John Howard in his tracksuit. So I decided to base it on Johnny Boy.
But your name is Warren.
Warren Whistle.
Warren Whistle.
Well, see, like Brian Brown plays Warren Whistle.
Yeah.
See, so we stay with the what do you call it when
Alliteration?
So good. You're so good.
Thank you. I should be running for Prime Minister.
Oh, absolutely.
We all should.
We all should. And what about you, Eric? What drew you to this? Wear a suit?
I mean, what drew me, I had a dinner with Kit Gurry, who created the show about a year before, and he says, I'm doing this show. I said, fantastic, is there a role for me? He goes, no, it's going to be A-listers only. Anyway, a year goes by, and Sam Neill was going to play my role, but couldn't for personal reasons, and Kit had to, eat some humble pie and ring me up, and I kind of made him work a little bit hard, but I was always going to do it because I thought it was a great idea, and the cast that he'd already assembled was incredible, and Sean Penn was interested in doing it, and that's. And
Eric was so much better than Sam would have been.
Oh, we can know that.
By a mile.
Yeah.
Hope you're not listening, Sam.
We should start growing some wine.
Is this because Sam's got a goose or a duck named after you at his farm?
He does have a pig.
It's a pig.
Yeah. But the fact of the matter is that Eric's a much better actor.
Look, I know your rivalry with Sam goes back a long way. And your
Sam's
friendship.
always been jealous of me. That's where it comes down to.
Of course. And Daily Mail loves this clickbait, so thank you for that.
Yeah.
Do you guys spend much time together, you and Brian, Eric? Were you... This is the first time?
I hadn't met Brian formally until we worked together on that day that I was really sick. The day that I worked with him, I'd had a stomach upset, and I had to spend the whole day just trying to be there because all I wanted to do was go and find the toilet to have a bit of a spew.
Oh, no.
So it wasn't a great day in that regard. But no, I was working with Brian and Nicholas Hammond. And we just, it was still great. I mean, and I've known Kick for a long time, and so he ran a really good set, and we had a good day.
And it wasn't Brian's acting that was making you feel crook. It was just
No, except that I'm sitting there, working my ass off, and he's there with this stony face, and I'm thinking, well, he thinks this is crap.
Speaking of crap, must have been so hard. I mean, we think the life of an actor must be fabulous, but as we all know, there's lots of sets, there's lots of people, there's lots of money. You can't just say, I'm not coming in today, can you, Eric?
No, you can't. No, and certainly if you've got very, very specific scheduling, if you're on a long running thing, they can shift things around perhaps. But if you've got to be there, you've just got to be there. So you've got to make it work.
Pop a nappy on and on you go.
Pop a nappy on, take some drugs. Just make it work.
It's your best acting.
Your best acting. Yeah.
So this is on Stan. Are you finding, I know that, I know you, Brian, but what about you, Eric? Are both of you finding that this is where the good quality stuff's being made now? Forget movies. This is where we're finding the meat.
Well, there's a lot of stuff. And I have to say, not all of it's good.
Yours?
My stuff's terrible. But the truth is, you've got to pick even them because there is so much product on them. But, when you pick the good stuff, it's really great stuff. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the whole thing with film and with the streamers. I mean, I love going to the movies, but I'm finding I'm not going to the movies. Now I'm hoping that changes round and that I do start going. I want to go. I went to see Barbie, of course.
Did you see Oppenheimer?
No, I haven't had a chance.
Well, you're going to go and see that. You'll love that.
Margot Robbie's not in that.
Right.
Cillian Murphy is.
And I'm a massive fan of Margot Robbie, and I give this girl great credit for getting that show up. I know how hard it is to get a show up, to talk them into doing that, and she is the producer. It is her idea.
It's made
$1
billion or something.
And she's delight on screen, and she doesn't seem to be anything but like a very open-faced young girl. I just give her enormous credit, and I hope she makes $1 billion out of it.
Well, let's forget about Barbie. Let's talk about Court, which is premiering tomorrow.
Margot Robbie's in that. Yes.
Margot Robbie is actually in this. Premieres tomorrow only on Stan. You will see these two guys, Brian Brown, Eric Thompson. It's always a treat to catch up with you.
It's nice to see you in the studio.
Lovely to see you both.
Jam Nation.
Everybody shout! Come on now, sing out! It's time for the Ghoulies get together.
You can win $20,000 just for giving us our favourite ghoulie of the year. What have we got today?
You know what gets my ghoulies is when somebody on the news says that they have a cure or anything that's going to help people with cancer or any kind of disease, and then they proceed to say it will be available within the next 5 to 10 years. That's what gets my ghoulies.
Yeah, give me the cure now, man.
Frustrating, isn't it? What else?
What gets my ghoulies? When you have a small car and park in a small car parking space, only to find when you come back to your car, a large four-wheel drive has decided to park right next to you on the line in a small car parking space, and then you need a can opener to be able to get back into your car. That's what gets my ghoulies.
It's hard, isn't it, having to straddle from one side to get to the other to be able to get into the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Officer.
And I've seen how you park. You park your car like it's been stolen.
Sideways.
Doors are open, there's smoke all coming out of it. Out with the bad, in with the goodie. If you dipped out, doesn't matter, you can always contact us via the iHeartRadio app and record your ghoulie. It's 3 to 9.
Our favourite caller, email or Facebook friend wins a double pass to the NRL Telstra Premiership Grand Final. The Grand Final is sold out, so we've got these tickets for you.
Yeah, what about the NRL Fan Fest? You can join the Grand Final week celebrations from Wednesday, today, right to Friday between 10 and 6 at the Overseas Passenger Terminal in Circular Quay. That's always a good thing to do.
We were talking earlier for some bizarre reason. I think that's right. You'd seen a documentary about Sasquatch.
Well, I was watching The Secrets of Oak
Let's not go through it all again.
And then that begat Sasquatch.
It reminded me, though, my younger son Jack had an irrational fear of Sasquatches. He'd go to bed in his Coogee home and say to his little Mexican worry dog, please protect me from the Sasquatch. Yeah. And he'd put it under his pillow so he wouldn't. And you know what? It worked. He was never attacked by a Sasquatch. Tribal Drum was beating for my irrational fear as a kid.
Skipper, what are you doing in there?
Stay back, Gilligan, it's quicksand.
Mine was quicksand.
It wasn't just Gilligan. Irrational fear of him. Here's Natalia from Layla Park.
Back in the day, in the 1980s, there was a Cadbury ad for Turkish Delight, and the girls would eat it and then they'd start belly dancing.
Yeah.
So I never, ever ate a Turkish Delight because I thought I'd be eating it somewhere and then I'd break out in a belly dance.
It's like eating a chiquito in public.
What does that do?
What are you doing?
Righto, you two. That's enough.
Bill Weaver's next with your chance to take one of WSFM's great escapes.
We'll be back for Jam Nation tonight from 6.
See you then.
Good day to you.
Well, thank God that's over.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Wipe the tears, baby dear, from your eyes.
Catch Jonesy and Amanda's podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Goodbye. Jonesy and Amanda's
Jam Nation Podcast. Catch up on what you've missed on the free iHeartRadio app.